Hello, people. We're live on YouTube now. Hello, we're live on YouTube now.
Hello. Spencer
Hello.
joining us.
We're live on YouTube now.
That's great. Is Spencer joining us?
Don't know.
He should be.
I don't know. If
Okay.
he's not here, then I'm going to start. Yeah, it should
That's
be here in
fine.
a minute.
Do whatever you like. Did you see my request? I accidentally
Hello. We're live. Yeah, a little bit.
Right. If you could just
Can you
put
hear
me
me?
back in the main event. Yes. Put me back in the main event boxing chat podcast so that I can see the list. I accidentally deleted it. But I know the subject, so you could start anytime you want.
Are you accidentally taking it?
You've
already been added. You've already added to it. I've got all the list.
Right. Well, then put something into it so that it will show up, because it's not showing up in my messages. Because I accidentally deleted the last one.
Well, it should do. It should be showing.
Well, don't worry about it. You can go on.
Let me just send you a message. Let me just send a message. Can you get it now?
There we are. Thank you very much. Good. We're good to go.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to give him a ring. Let me just give him a ring. Hello, mate. We're live on YouTube now. If you want to come on, okay. He should be in a few minutes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, he'll be in a minute. Let's just talk about. Have you had a good week?
What specifically do you want to talk about? Number one, or?
Yeah.
Well, did you see the fight?
Let's have a look. I'll start the list.
That's Fury versus Paul.
I'm going to start talking about it now. It's yeah, let's start with Jake Paul against Tommy Fury. You know, he won this quite comfortably, clear, obvious. He did. You know, from what I saw of it, the footwork was good. Jake Paul was just throwing a lot of punches that were missing. Yeah, both guys were what they were, novices. You know, it wasn't a great fight, was it? Really?
Well, I think it was.
Can I have your take on it?
Go ahead. Well, you want my take? Yeah. So what I would
continue. I want to hear you everything you got. So I want you to break it down for me.
All right. So the way that I saw this was Jake had more power, but Tommy was a more slick, seasoned boxer. He was the first real boxer that he had faced. Hey,
what's going on? Yeah, he was. Yeah, what's going on, y'all?
Hey, good to hear from you. I was just saying that, you know, in terms of this fight, that Fury was, you know, a real boxer, even though he only had, eight of his own fights. You could see the difference in class when it came to boxing.
You got to see, then we'll go on.
And then
we'll go on to Spencer in a minute.
Okay, I got that. And then I thought that Paul, I thought he did well. He did have power. He did get a knockdown off of a power jab. But Tommy was able to neutralize a lot of that and took some of those shots and was able to control him with the jab and movement. And I thought Tommy deserved the the nod. I thought it was around. I thought Tommy won 5 and Paul won 3 out of those. How was your take on that, Spencer?
Yeah, I could see that. With wasn't it a split?
Yeah, that's
It
correct.
was a majority.
I
I think it
think
was a
one of the
majority decision. Yeah, it was majority.
okay, so yeah, Fury deserves a nod. I mean, I'm mainly like you, I'm in agreement with mainly everything you said. He's probably the more seasoned boxer of everybody he ever fought. It was his toughest boxing challenge to
Mhm.
date. Um, he did show something. You know, he's not. It's hard to fairly judge Jake Paul because you see a lot of flaws in his game. You could
Yeah.
see tremendous flaws in his game. So, but the fact that he's on such a high platform, it you know, like kudos to him. He's trying. He did okay. He knocked him down. Um, he should be able to like stay at that Tommy Fury level for the moment. To see where like if that was like iron sharpening iron, you get better as your opponents get better, so
Yeah.
hopefully
Right.
Fury
For me,
helped him on that one. Go ahead, Nathan.
yeah. For me, Jake Paul, he looked good in there. Don't get me wrong, he looked good for somebody to get as far as he's got in only 3 years with no amateur pedigree is impressive. Really, he had no right to really be there. But the fact that he's there and he's trying his best is a credit to him. It's a credit to how far he's come in a short space of time. And I think with the right coach and the right improvement, he can get better. That's what I believe.
I
I'm not saying
agree.
he's going to win an ABA.
I have to respect anyone that gets in the ring, on any level, because you could get so seriously hurt, and either one of those guys could have gotten seriously hurt. But I got to respect Jake Paul for his marketing and his guts.
And the fact that he's only boxing three or 4 years, right? And yet I know he beat UFC fighters, but these are guys that are performing for 20 years, some of them, martial arts for lives, and he bridged the gap between that market. He's in a different market in that YouTube one. But there's no reason he can't get a few guys, who are down at the bottom of the rankings to build some sort of a record. He can still build a record,
Right.
to where he gets some sort of title shot, but not a world title, but he can still. I believe he can still build something.
I'm sure he can still make it.
Mickey Rourke, because Mickey Rourke can fight a little bit. I'm not saying he'll ever be at that level. But.
Well, he's making money, and good for him.
I wonder
Tommy
if.
Fury, let me finish, and then I'll come back to it. Tommy Fury is only 23 years old. People are saying he'll be lucky if he wins. But we don't know how good he's going to get. He's going to get a lot better. If he keeps going, he will get better. Well, I believe. What do you think? Carry on anyway.
Yeah, that's true. He should be getting better. He's not old. He's still young enough to improve tremendously. So yeah, I agree on that one. I was gonna say, Jake Paul, his marketing stuff, he could actually do a series. Like they like have a weekly series following him in camp and him training for his next show. Sort of like a 24/7, but just strictly him.
That would be fun. But let me say this before we go on regarding Tommy Fury. He has other options to make money. And he may not want to go the route of getting punched in the head like his older brother and his grandfather. So it'll be up to him. He's got a new wife, a child. He's got things going on otherwise in different areas. So whether or not he continues is up to him.
There will be pressure from his father and his brother for him to fight. So he may have no choice. Do you understand? They will probably say if he quits boxing, he's not a remand. Do you understand what I'm saying? These traveller people.
Nah, they won't do that. They're not going to do that. Nah, they won't pressure him, especially his older brother. His older brother is nearing retirement and knows the craziness of boxing. He won't do that. Yeah. He's honored the family name by winning this fight. Let's put it that way.
But I just think he can have his own career if he wants it. It's there for him. If he takes the right training and gets the right trainer, he could do something. I'm not saying he'll ever win a world title, but he could do something.
Well,
Jake Paul can build a record of fighting guys who are ranked 500-600 in the world and build a record that way and get experience. You know, I can still see him having a career, but it just won't.
I don't disagree with you. You know, all I'm saying it's an if as far as Tommy Fury's concerned.
But Jake Paul should continue his education.
Okay. Well, I think he'll make more money. That's fine.
Okay, we'll move on to Badou has become Badou Jack has become a freeweight world champion. Oh.
Spencer, why don't you take that?
Carry on, Tom.
No, Spencer,
Yeah, listen, I only seen highlights of this one. I ain't actually see the whole fight. But congrats to Badou Jack. How did he? I can't judge the whole fight off of just highlights, but it looked like he's comfortable at this weight. He looked comfortable at this weight. So
he easily beat him.
He looked real comfortable.
I think he beat him easily. I mean, he had him down about 4 or 5 times in the fight.
Yeah.
I mean, he just beat him. He was a superior boxer. He had more power, and he just took the title. And good for him. I'm happy to see that he's a 3-divisional champion now. So good for him. And he's coming at his late in his career. What did you think of it, Nathan?
Well, I watched the whole fight. Did you watch the whole fight, Tom?
I did.
Or not?
And I thought that he controlled
what
every
impressed
aspect.
me was the way Badou Jack went in there. He started hitting him to the body. And by the way, Badou looked terrible in there. His legs were gone in the first round. His legs were gone. And then the second round, he came in, loaded more. Then in the 5th round, Badou Jack got knocked down. Was it a body shot or a head shot? I forget.
There was a combination, I think, at that point, but I think the body shot started it off. Yeah, it started that off.
Then onwards in the 6th, 7th round, Badou Jack started to get hit with stuff, because he wasn't moving his head so much. And Badou Jack's defense is completely not what it was, No. And so then in the 11th round, Badou Jack knocks him down again. Then in the 12th round, it carries on, and then basically the referee stopped the fight. But people were saying that the stoppage was premature. It wasn't premature. If the fight had continued, Badou Jack would have been Badou would have been on the floor, knocked out.
Yeah, it's good.
Three weights at 3 world titles. But for me now, he should retire, walk away from the sport. There's nothing left for him to do. He's done as much as he can, unless he moves up to bridgerweight. That's the only other belt he could probably win.
Well, I agree with everything.
Maybe unify. I mean, who would he unify though? Like Kovalev would have to grab a belt for him to unify with Kovalev.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true enough.
He could fight not Lawrence Coley, the French guy, that Marid guy, whatever his name is, or the Australian guy,
or Canelo.
Yeah, he could fight Canelo.
Yeah, that would be a great fight.
He could fight Canelo. Canelo would try to get him.
Based on that performance, Canelo would have absolutely destroyed Badou, right?
Right.
Absolutely destroyed Badou.
I think at Bridgerweight, he's going to have a hard time.
Those guys.
Both of them.
Yeah, I think he could do it if he was to fight someone like a Brian Jennings, maybe, or not an Oscar Rivas type guy, but someone like that other guy. What's his name? Alan Babbage. I think he could beat Alan Babbage.
I don't know.
It's a tough ass.
It is. It's tough, and he's getting long in the tooth.
But
you don't want him to take 1 or 2 shots from those borderline heavyweights.
You have to respect where Badou Jack came from, getting knocked out by Jefferson in 2014, to where he is now, going from a rubbish fighter to a very good, competent, world-class fighter. He was never elite, but, to what he became was pretty impressive.
Listen, he could tell his grandkids some great stories.
That's right. And hopefully with his brains intact.
Yeah.
I think he should walk away. If he was to fight Lawrence Okolie, he'd get destroyed. I even believe Kovalov could probably beat him, to be honest.
Yeah, but Kovalev is less dangerous than those other guys. So,
but
yeah.
you put him in there with someone like Lawrence Okolie. Lawrence Okolie is 3 or 4 inches taller than him. And he's got a bigger reach. He's tougher, he's stronger, hits harder. Makabu was just a weak champion.
Yeah. Nah, he picked the right guy to go after, but yeah, that he's, like I said, he should either retire a 3-division champ or fight somebody like a Kovalev, a name that's a possible victory. That is or if he does lose, he won't. Badou Jack is known for getting draws too, so he might also get a draw against
against any of those guys.
No, I think it's the end of the road for Badou Jack now. Seriously, he should walk away, have a big fight against Canelo, then walk away. There's nothing else for him to do.
Yeah, maybe Canelo or Kovalev, one of the two. Canelo might pick him.
Well, if Canelo, but yeah, he may go after him for a title because, if you look at Badou Jack, he's not tall for that division. He's more like a middleweight. I wouldn't worry about it too much. But in this division, you have Okolie. Didn't Okolie move up though?
No, he's still at the weight. He's still at cruiserweight.
I mean, Okolie would give him a hard time. Opetya would give him a hard time. Gular Arimalian would give him a hard time. Those are strong punchers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
strong guys.
Yeah, he can't mess around with those guys. He got to fight somebody that's a smaller guy or not really a true cruiserweight or ain't been at the weight that long.
Yeah. I mean, Bridgerweight that's too much. It's just too much for either one of those guys.
Yeah, because he does get hit. He does get hit.
Beterbiev could move up and fight him for the title.
No, Beterbiev would kill him. It'd be a blood sport.
Yeah, but that would be a good fight, though.
Yeah.
I still think he's better off fighting Canelo myself.
Well, that would be a decent fight because they're both excellent boxers.
And financially, too. It would be financially rewarded for him.
For both of them, yeah.
And after Canelo's beat him up, pretty bad.
Yeah, after Canelo was beating him up. I love it. Shall we move to Davidson Garcia confirmed?
Yeah.
All right. Well, go ahead.
Scheduled for the 24th of April, I believe. Big fight.
Give us your thoughts, Nathan.
I think this is a great fight. It's at lightweight, so it's for no belts. So I think this is a marvellous fight. I like it. But I still think that it's a little bit too early for Garcia.
Yo, I gotta take this, y'all. I'll be right back.
All right. I would agree with you that it is a little too early, and he doesn't have the same power and flexibility and versatility. Sorry, the versatility that Tank Davis has. So I think it'll be good.
Davis has been at championship level for the last 6-7 years, right?
I think that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. And Davis is a little bit lacking at lightweight, I think.
In what way?
I just think he's very small at that weight. At lightweight, he's a tiny lightweight.
I thought he was small at 140. Didn't he fight at 140?
No, never. He only fought at 135.
Oh, it was 135. I had it confused with Haney. Okay, yeah, right. 135. He's had a little difficulty at, but I think this guy will offer himself up as a good opponent. So it'll be a decent fight, right?
It should be. I think the
That's
problem with someone like I say, just that lack of experience. That's the difference in this fight. It's not
Right.
it's not like a massive difference.
So he's fighting Hector Luis Garcia, right?
Yeah,
And he's moving up 5 pounds.
yeah.
I don't know, man. He doesn't pack the same power that Davis does, and he doesn't have the pedigree that Davis does, but it'll be good. I mean, the real fight in this division is Haney versus Davis, or Davis or Haney versus Lomachenko. Those are your good bouts here right now. Even though Shaquille Foster won, I don't think he could fight either one of those guys and win.
Yeah.
Are you back, Spencer?
Yeah. So wait,
What are your thoughts on this fight between Garcia and Davis?
yeah, I love it, yo. I love it. This is good. I mean, it's gonna be the hype should be good. So yeah, I love it. For the fact that they gonna fight.
Well, Garcia's moving up.
Moving up.
Yeah, from 130, isn't he?
No.
135.
Davis is already the world champion, I believe, at lightweight.
Wait.
Right. Davis is the champion at 135. Garcia is moving up from 130, isn't he, to fight him?
Wait.
This is
Ryan Garcia, right?
Yeah.
Ryan Garcia is actually moving down.
I lightweight.
Oh my God, I had it all wrong. So it's Ryan Garcia. I'm sorry.
Who did we think
Sorry,
it was?
mate, I should have made that clear.
I thought it was Hector Luis Garcia moving up from super featherweight.
Sorry, I should have made it clear.
Wait, he fought him.
He did, didn't he? He beat him.
Yeah,
right?
that was his last fight. Yeah,
I know. I just confused. I confused the two. My fault.
Wait.
So they made the fight, and that's a good thing. But
Yeah.
I think Davis will beat him, and I'll tell you why. Because Garcia's footwork sucks, and Davis can switch side to side, move lateral, in and out,
Yes.
knows how to fight off the ropes. And he's going to do what he's been doing is have Garcia come to the ropes and time him and take him out. That's what
Take him out with an uppercut.
Yeah.
I see that too. Yeah, oh man, that lateral movement, like you said, is just. Well, I don't. Garcia's going to be one of the taller dudes that he has faced, so that's going to be a bit more of a challenge than usual. But he should still be able to beat Ryan. But the hype behind the fight is what's I'm glad about, and hopefully this bring more eyes back so that Errol Spence Bud Crawford fight could be made. You know what I mean? So
Right.
Canelo versus Charlo could be made. I don't know if that will happen, but Triple G versus Charlo maybe.
I don't have any faith in who Triple G is going to fight next, if he fights at all.
Yeah.
He may not fight at all, so we'll see.
Yeah, he might call it a career, because I mean he's not obligated to anybody, to no networks, to fight on anything, right?
Right.
He's not tied to anything, so he doesn't owe any fights to anybody. The only thing he owes is the sanctioning bodies, but he can just be like, I quit, and y'all take these out.
I'm done. Bye.
So
right. Well, let's move on anyway. Next in our news, we've got the top 15 of the WBA heavyweight rankings. Number 15, Ivan Dyczko. 14, Fabio Wardley. 13, Abjit Kabial. 12, Trevor Bryan. 11, Jarrell Miller. 10, Lucas Brown. 9, the overweight Jonathan Goodry. 8, Philip Hergovich. 7, the old man Luis Ortiz. 6, Makhmedov. 5, Lina Pero. 4, Anthony Joshua. 3, Wilder. 2, Bacol. Number 1 isn't rated. So what do you think of those rankings?
Same way I felt about them last time.
Okay, well, moving on to our next thing. Conor Benn has been cleared by the WBC, but not the British Border Control.
Well, there's a big difference between Mexico and England. There's a lot of distance there. So, he caused a lot of trouble for the British Board of Boxing Control, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And cost people money. So would they believe him? Is there a scientific proof that that's what caused it?
I believe there is.
Well, it was the same thing with Canelo. Canelo had to sit out for 6 months, and he had a fine for eating tainted beef. He should have known better. So who was monitoring his diet for this stuff?
No. The problem is the British Border Control is so corrupt and so biased. Do you understand? Basically, the story is Nigel Benn, right, back in the day, ripped up his British Border Control boxing license live on TV, right? I remember watching it.
Right.
So basically, he can fight under a different federation. He can fight under the Luxembourg Boxing Federation. They'll probably give him a license. What do you think of this, Spencer?
Yeah, that's. I mean, we've seen something similar that happened before. Didn't the Tyson fight had to not get it was a title fight, but certain states wasn't going to sanction Tyson to fight there or something like that.
Georgia.
Mike Tyson or Tyson Fury?
Mike Tyson.
Okay. Yeah.
When he was fighting Lennox Lewis.
Because of the rape charge, right?
Something happened where he was a champion, but certain states wasn't going to let him fight. So
the rape charge, the rape charge.
So I thought it was after the Holyfield bite thing, and a lot of the fans, a lot of the sanctioning bodies wasn't messing with him because of the bite. Evander Holyfield biting the ear stuff, because it was the Lennox Lewis. Didn't Lennox Lewis Mike Tyson happen in some not usual place?
Memphis, was it? Memphis or something?
Yeah, it was in Tennessee or something, because they wasn't going. They didn't have, Vegas wasn't letting Tyson fight there or something because the commission wasn't messing with Tyson because he blew it with the air bite with Holyfield.
Yeah, the difference with Britain is that they have an actual, control board that governs all of their boxing, I believe, not just like different states, right? Isn't that true?
But what I was hearing, Nathan saying, like, he could get a Luxembourg license, but could he still fight in the UK with a Luxembourg license?
Yeah. It happened with David Haye and Derek Chisora in 2012, because Derek Chisora wasn't allowed a British Border Control, British boxing license because of what he did in Germany with David Haye. Do you remember the scuffle there?
Vaguely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I vaguely remember something like that.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. Look, what federation would turn away free money? You understand? That's like Nintendo saying, "No, we don't want Tetris anymore. You can just have our license." It's don't forget it's a business. I reckon if the British Box Crew are making an example of him, but look at the money they're missing out on. Surely that will sway it, right?
Yeah, I mean they might, to save face, see what his next move is, give him like a retro suspension for like a year, so that when it's time for him to announce a fight, he could just just go and get a boxing license from them, because his suspension would have been expired by then.
Right. He doesn't give a shit, because he can fight in any country in the world. He could go to Saudi Arabia, fight anywhere, get a license from someone else. Someone's going to give this man a license, even if it's a Croatian boxing license or whatever, or a German
whatever.
License.
Like I said, all they got to do is if they see that his next fight under this other license that he may get draws in some money, they're gonna be like, they're gonna rethink. Okay, let's see if we could just do something like that.
Another thing which is quite disturbing is that the British border control are hypocrites. If this was Tyson Fury, they gave him his license back. If it was anybody else, if it was Anthony Joshua, how do you think this would be going on now? Of course it bloody well wouldn't. Like you say, it's just to save face.
Yeah.
Well, the bottom line is that they have to do it in a way that they're not embarrassed. It's as simple as that.
How much money has at least Suleiman's clever? He's left money on the table, not taking it. Not. Right, we'll move on to our next thing. Lewis Ritson is going to be fighting George Groves. Is it tomorrow night? Yeah, tonight, isn't it?
It's tonight, actually. It should be going on already.
What now?
Yeah. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see if we have results.
Wait, that's a Saturday.
I thought it was tonight.
No, that's a Saturday. It's tonight for Nathan.
Oh, they made weight. They made weight today is what happened, yeah.
I've got it in front of me. It's Saturday the 4th of March. So it'll be tonight in England.
Yeah, it's tonight for him. It's tomorrow for us.
I'm picking Lewis Ritson because I think O'Hara Davis hasn't been that active. He's fought once in the last 2 years and his heart's not really in boxing anymore. He makes his money in property now. He owns loads of property now. So he doesn't need boxing anymore. His heart's not in it. I think his prime was when he lost to Josh Taylor 4 or 5 years ago. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Yes, that was, yeah. Well, I would agree with that. What about you, Spencer?
Yeah, no, I would pick Ritson. I would put money on Ritson. Put my money on Ritson. So he's the bigger guy, right? He is the bigger guy.
Does he have the home court advantage there?
Well, the problem with this fight is that Lewis Ritson, we've seen the level he's fought at. We've seen the level he's at. Both guys are probably top at the most, probably lower par European level. I'd say European level at the very least. Both of the guys are.
Well, it'll still be an exciting fight, I think.
Yeah.
Who's from the area that they're fighting in?
I'm not even sure. Let me look.
They're fighting in Newcastle. They're fighting in Newcastle Arena and stuff.
That's Lewis Ritson's.
Oh, okay. So Lewis Ritson got the sort of home court.
Yeah, Lewis is a superior fighter in every department for me. He's a level. I wouldn't say he's a classer, but he's just an all-round better fighter than Davis.
So it's going to start for you, the card at 7 p.m. your time tomorrow.
Yeah.
Main event will be at 10. That means we'll probably get it here around 2.
Yeah, 5 for me. So what is this on? The Zone?
Maybe, yeah. Hold on, let me see.
Let me have a look.
Yeah, it's on Fight TV.
The app Fight.
Fight, F-I-T-E TV.
Yeah.
Fierro and Estella is on the Zone, and Figueroa and Masago is on Showtime.
Okay.
Showtime.
So, Rona splits with the BLK.
Yeah, I don't know too much about it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he probably had an out if they couldn't provide him with a fight. And they wasn't able to get one.
Yeah, what are you going to do? I mean, I'm sorry, continue.
I was going to say, I heard there's a brief rumor that AB going to fight Floyd Mayweather in the exhibition.
Huh.
Oh, well, there's money. There's money in it.
Yeah.
You know what? As old as Mayweather is, is he 45 now, Mayweather?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
He could still kick Broner's ass. Seriously, he could.
He probably should. He probably could.
Yeah, but he's fighting 2-minute rounds and he's clowning. You know, if he gets in
Yeah,
there and they're really fighting, that's going to be difficult. I mean, he doesn't
yeah.
train for that.
Nah. He hasn't been doing no training like that for a while. If they were to fight in a serious fight, would he be able to switch to like serious competitive mode after all of this time? Might be kind of difficult. He's good, but I mean, Broner is not like he's been at the top of his game as of late either. So it's not like it's a huge risk if they want to do a
Well,
real fight.
but Broner is training hard.
Yeah,
Mayweather is,
Broner has been training for real fights.
you know, he's training for redemption, and Floyd is training just to get along and have a good time and look good. But he's not against any serious competition.
Oh no, without question, he's not, and he's probably not even getting real sparring in. So
All right. Well, I'm sorry to see it didn't work out for Adrian. You know how I feel about him. I think he was a great fighter. He could still fight. So
You know
yeah,
what?
he ain't that
hope you
old.
well.
He ain't that old.
I have no sympathy for a man who's won 4 world boxing titles. He's had a great career. Nobody can say anything bad about it. You know, he's had his career. He's had his big fights, and all of it was, and his career basically was over by the age of 28. His top flight career. You know,
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. His accolades would say that he should be in the Hall of Fame. You know, like because
He probably will. He will.
All right, let's move along. We have Crawford coming up with the fight here. The WBO mandated Crawford versus Roca. What do you guys think of that?
I like it.
I like anything I see Bud in.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, Bud should be able to demolish this dude too, but Roka's not no like much like all of the other guys that Bud has fought. They're okay competition. Just Bud is just a level above them, so he makes them look like they're full bodies. So,
You know what the problem is? Shall I tell you why this fight stinks? Because we know who the best welterweight is. He's not being given the chance to prove it. You know, fucking hell. This sort of bullshit. We want to see Bud fight Spence. We don't want to see this shitty fight. It's shit. He should vacate that stupid belt and just move up. It's bullshit.
I think he's defended and held himself just like a champion. He hasn't had bullshit fights. The elites won't fight him because they're afraid they're going to lose. It's as simple as that.
You know what?
He's been a great champion.
The fact that Spence won't fight him, that says it all. There's money on the money that fight can generate. Has nobody got any brain cells?
No, they don't. No, nobody does. Spence would rather fight what's his name, Danny Garcia, than fight him.
What, and Robert Garcia, small Pete? That's not how you build legacy.
But listen. We was just talking about money and how this is about money, right?
Yeah.
Errol Spence was with Al Heyman. Al Heyman had all those welterweights. There was no reason whatsoever to have his guys when they were all top guys. Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, Errol Spence, all those guys was top level guys. So a boxing fan wants to see those guys mix it up. Just like we didn't care if Duran beat Sugar Ray and lost to what's it called? We still wanted to see Duran fighting Hearns and then Sugar Ray fighting Hearns, and then we still wanted to see them all fight each other. So that's what Heyman did with all their welterweights. Bud was not part of that crew of people that was there. It's sad. Yeah,
and
listen, guys, I gotta do this. I gotta do this one more time, y'all. I'm gonna call y'all right back. Wait 1 second.
Well, anyway, I want to comment on that. I agree with Spencer's rant. I mean, he's fighting Keith Thurman next, and Keith Thurman is deceptively a tough challenge for him, I think. So we'll have to see if Keith Thurman is really up for that fight or not, and we'll see what happens. I think Errol Spence is a great fighter. There's no doubt about it. He just needs to fight the top guys. That's all. He needs to fight Crawford. You know, they both need to fight. It's a big fight, big money fight, and the winner is the top dog for sure. What do you think? Are you there, Nathan?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
So give me your 2 cents on this.
What on the fight?
Well, on Errol Spence, you know, and this whole thing. I mean, we started because Crawford, because it was Crawford's fight coming up.
Yeah.
And then we went off onto a tangent with Errol Spence, and, you know, he went on a rant, which I agree with, as far as, you know, what the WBO is ordering here in terms of Crawford versus Roker versus fighting Errol Spence and saying we don't care as long as they fight each other. You know, we want to see the best fight, win or lose, you know, fight each other, and they fight other people.
Yo, and honestly speaking, I'm really shocked that the Bud fight didn't happen next. Like it was, I thought the Bud and Spence fight was supposed to have happened already. You know,
Yeah,
or have been announced, because it was, like I said, it was set up to do that. Like the guy was supposed to fight everybody. The only bump that I could have saw them postponing the Bud fight for was for Errol Spence to fight Keith Thurman, because that was the one guy he didn't fight. The only guy that Keith Thurman lost to was the great Manny Pacquiao. So they could have sold that one before Bud Crawford fight was due. And that's what they, you know, trying to set up, I think, the Errol Spence Keith Thurman. But you know, so I still got hope that that fight is gonna happen next, especially when they're about to have Bud Crawford, Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia. They're about to have what's this dude name? Fight.
That Crawford fighting?
No. They're about to have some big fights. I was going to say Usyk versus Fury is going to happen.
That's still not definite, because Fury is holding to its demands, and they don't want to meet those demands.
They're going to meet the demands.
We'll see. No, they're asking Fury to come down.
Eddie don't want to meet those. Is Eddie handling Usyk's side?
I'm not sure who's handling who at this point. To be honest, I don't know.
Because, yeah.
I think Fury wants as much money as he can, because he only wants a few more fights.
Yeah. Understandable. And again, he could get the most money in his first fight. It's that rematch that they're going to probably have the issues with on who's getting more money, because Eddie set up AJ, because you know they in competition with each other and all of this. Eddie set up AJ, that AJ, even in his loss in the rematch, he still got the lion's share of the pie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like when he lost to Ruiz in the rematch, he got more than Ruiz. Significantly more than Ruiz, you know, and in the rematch against Usyk, I believe he got more than Usyk also. So
well, doesn't Warren handle Fury in England?
Right, and that might be the thing, you know, like Fury might be trying to get some Eddie Hearn type deal, AJ type deal with Frank Warren, and Usyk's team might be like, nah, we're not doing that. We the champs now. We did that before because we weren't the champs going in. But we the champs. We hold 3 belts now. So it's a different scenario.
Yeah, they want a 50-50 split, and Tyson Fury won't do it.
If it's in England, they shouldn't think they're getting it 50-50. If it's in Saudi Arabia, then they should just split the 200 million or whatever
they were supposed to fight in Saudi, and they had big money there, but that fell through. So now it's still looking at England. So
right.
anyway,
That's what I feel like. If it's in England, then they should Tyson Fury should probably get the bigger split if 55-45, something like that. Not too much off of that. The most is 60-40, but other than that, go ahead.
What's next?
Don't know. I'm looking.
We have Gassiev returns with the win in 1 round.
Yeah, he won in 2 rounds tonight.
It was 2 rounds or 1?
2 rounds.
Says okay. It says you said 1 here, but it was 2, right?
Yeah, it was 2. I've done the research.
Well, good for
All
you.
right. Now this is a heavyweight.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, who did we ever see? Balagun or Balungun? How you pronounce that name?
I've never
I've
seen him. He
seen him fight
was
one
ranked
time.
36.
He's undefeated, but that's just
Not anymore.
he was undefeated. I should say.
Not anymore.
Okay.
I got to see the footage. I don't. There's no footage.
I think, is that what you clicked to with the YouTube? That's what you attached.
It was on Russian TV.
Yeah.
So
No, it was the fight was in Armenia.
Right, which is close to Russia.
Yeah, but it was on the Russian TV network.
If obviously if Gassiev goes to Russia, he won't be coming back alive. Anyway, let's move on. I don't see there's anywhere for Gassiev to really go. Right, Rigondeaux wins the fight in 2 rounds.
No, 1 round. It was 1 round.
Yeah.
74
I'm actually going to
seconds.
quickly watch it now. How many seconds?
74. He just walked into that guy and took him out.
Watch it while we're here.
So what were you saying?
What's next for them? What was this at? Bantamweight?
Let's see.
Yeah, I believe so. Watching it now.
I'm not sure here. Well, basically, Rigondeaux's a great fighter, but he's 42 years old now. I think,
Yeah, he up there, and then who knows if he's really 42? He might be 52.
Right.
With the tails of the Cuban team age being questionable with some of the guys.
That's
He's
true.
probably 48 anyway.
I saw the fight, and he just, felt the guy out and then went in and just took him apart real fast.
Yeah, Rigondeaux is just, it's sad that he didn't get a lot more recognition that his skill set probably could have gave him. He was a great boxer.
Oh, he was, yeah.
Well, Lomachenko ran over him, right? And that was
Lomachenko was the bigger guy. Yeah, Lomachenko was the bigger guy. And at the moment when Rigondeaux did compete with, what was it? He wasn't really a featherweight, but he was competing at featherweight, I think, to fight. When he fought Donaire, I think he went super bantamweight. But then he went, the fact that he was in and around that weight class, they was both, 2-time gold medalists and
to tell you how good he was, Carl Frampton and Scott Quigg didn't want to fight him. That's how good he was in his prime.
Yeah. Leo Santa Cruz.
None of them wanted
A
it.
lot
Yeah,
of
he
guys,
was.
a lot of guys they want to fight him.
Well, he was such an outstanding amateur that when he finally came over to the United States, I mean, his style was kind of boring for a lot of U.S. fans, but he was such a pure, good boxer. That's what attracted him to me. The fact that he boxed so well, and his movement, his everything was just really fluid.
And I love that the unfair tag that he got as being a boring boxer, because like he demolishes guys when he wants to. Like he took this guy out like in one round. I didn't see it, but he took this guy out in one round. He does that often enough that it was, I don't know. I think it was Aram throwing a seed out there that he was boring because he beat Donaire and he didn't, he Donaire was his second Pacquiao supposed to be, and it ain't panning out like that.
Yeah,
Once
well,
Donaire got beat.
he's been a spoiler for a lot of guys. That's why people stayed away from him.
But Lomachenko was much bigger than him, and Lomachenko wouldn't compromise the weight difference or anything like that. So they had to fight at 130, I think it was. He wasn't coming down, and like.
Do you remember what Lomachenko did to the Axeman?
Yeah, that's another thing that was kind of messed up on Bob Arum's part. They were supposed to fight. Nicholas Waters wanted a certain amount of money, so he was like, it wasn't unreasonable, but he was the guy that beat Donaire, your other Pacquiao. He was the other guy that beat Donaire, so he sat him out for like over a year before he let him fight Lomachenko. And when we came in, for Lomachenko, he wasn't even sure that he was gonna fight him. And hurried up the fight. He was out of shape for that fight.
Well,
I mean, he's a boxer, so he should have stayed in shape. So that's his own fault. You should stay ready so you don't have to get ready. But
right. Well, he just fought again after so many years. He just had a fight about 2 weeks ago or so, or a week ago.
Oh, okay, that's good, man. I hope. How old is he? Because I hope
I don't know.
He might be like in a minute. He not Ricky Dow. He's talking about Waters now.
I'm looking him up.
I think he in his mid-30s maybe. He might
but
still.
he walked away. He walked away after that fight. He hadn't had a fight in 6 years. He had a fight on the 25th of February this year. Before that, his last fight was against Lomachenko in 2016.
Yeah, that was it. He gave up. Gave up after that one. I was mad because I'm like, yeah, you could, you did look out of place against Lomachenko. Lomachenko's hype train was definitely on its ascending. It was ascending at that moment, especially when the way he beat Nicholas Waters. Anyway, I know we off topic.
He's 36. Anyway, yeah, we're off topic. He's 36.
We are killing Nathan right here. Talk about.
Yeah. All right,
I'm listening to it.
Nathan, will Wood trigger the rematch clause with Lara, and should he? What do you think?
No, no, not at all. No.
Why?
It wouldn't be a good move. I just don't think he's going to gain anything from it. And he shouldn't have took the fight in the first place. That was a voluntary. Don't give dangerous fighters like that chance. And there's no point of it. That will kill his career. If he gives this man a rematch, his career is over. He needs, there's other options. Joseph Dickens is the illustrious IBO champion at featherweight.
Well, I don't know. Lara was pretty gritty, but Lara took a beating to win that fight too.
Yeah, Wood didn't look bad. Wood was winning the fight. I mean, he ain't in the fight, but he was. That's what matters. But he was winning the fight, and he had hurt. Listen, he had hurt Laura. He had hurt Laura. I don't know what like made him not go after him when Laura clearly showed that he was hurt, but he had hurt Laura. I mean, I could see them taking a rematch, like I said, for the fact that he was up ahead of the fight. It was only a few seconds left. A lot of people upset that the Conor threw in the towel when all they had to do was just grab the guy one time in the fight with the bell with a ring, and he could have recouped for that minute.
Right.
Right, he could he could have a rematch, win it, and do the right tactics. But when you've got somebody who's as dangerous with that sort of power, forget it. Go a different route. Yeah, I'll tell you who we should fight. The IBF champion at featherweight. He's weaker, isn't he? I believe Lee Wood would beat the IBF featherweight champion. You know, the guy who beat what's his name? Warrington.
So he should fight. He should fight.
The guy from Argentina, right?
Yeah. He should get another. I forgot his name. Is it Santiago? No, it ain't Santiago.
We'll just say he should fight the other Mexican guy. That's a lot easier.
Yeah, I was gonna not be so plainly racist. I thought me saying Santiago.
Well, he's only
was
saying where he's from. And I don't know if that's racist.
No, he said the other Mexican guy, but he might be from Argentina or something. Yeah. So he just that's not.
Couldn't he just fight Josh Warrington? He should just fight Josh Warrington. That's an easier. That's a fight he would win. Lee Wood would beat Josh Warrington right now as it stands.
Listen,
it was Luis Alberto Lopez.
Lopez. That's his Santiago. My bad. What I was trying to say was he should get a new trainer because of what he threw in the towel stuff. You know, listen, wasn't his trainer the same trainer that Tyson Fury had when he first fought Deontay Wilder?
Yeah, he was, yeah.
All right, listen, because it was mentioned. I thought that's what it was. That's what it said because he almost cost Tyson Fury that fight.
Yeah,
because
he's inexperienced. I tell you what, Lara is a great fighter, and he should go on and unify the division because he could clear it up. He should fight that Lopez guy next.
Yeah, he could do that. Lara versus Lopez, and they should do that. They should have. Wait, is that on? Maybe they could do that. They put that on the damn Canelo undercard.
The zone would have something to do. I think Eddie Hearn has tie-ins with Lara.
Yeah, listen, put it on the Canelo Ryder undercard. Lara versus Lopez. But that's Mexican. They're gonna Canelo plan on fighting him in Mexico. For Canelo to have fought, he was planning on fighting in the UK. Ryder, I thought, would have been a perfect guy for him to fight in the UK.
Yeah, I thought they were doing that. They're not doing it?
I thought it was wrong to say he's going to have his fight in Mexico.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be in Mexico. Yeah, he's doing it in his hometown.
Yeah. So
I've just looked.
I was talking about before. Like there was rumors that Canelo was saying before that he wants to fight in the UK.
With the featherweight division, I've just seen a belt that's vacant. Right, the WBO belt is vacant. Lara could fight Lopez or Ray Vargas for that belt, and they could have the vacant belt. But there's a chance that Lee Wood or Josh Warrington could go the WBO, which might be a better route.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Lee Wood versus Josh Warrington for the WBO belt. Yeah, they got to see where they're ranked at by the WBO. They can't be jumping ahead of number one and number two.
They probably will get the chance to do something like a box off or something, you know.
Yeah, but like they might be able to fight for the eliminator. Like whoever wins out of that fights for the vacant.
Yeah.
So that guy we were talking about who beat what's his name, Lopez, the champ.
Yeah.
He's from Mexico. He is from Mexico.
Oh, so he was right. He is Mexican.
Yeah, so we got to let him off the hook on that one.
All right, you're forgiven. My apologies.
I do believe that Lopez is the weakest of the champions by a substantial margin, and I believe Josh Warrington gets destroyed by Lee Wood.
He just has to pick up the pace earlier. That's all.
Yeah,
you know?
I think give him a chance against somebody else other than the 3 world champions you got. Put him in there for a vacant belt, and he'll win it. You know, he's a good fighter. You know, he can't be finished yet. You know, he's just beginning. I think he's getting better all the time.
I don't think that's finished at all.
Isn't what's it called mandatory though, Michael Conlon, for one of those titles for the WBA title?
WBA, I think. I'm not sure. Let me double check the ranking.
They might have another situation.
Wait, which division are we talking about here?
That's the
featherweight.
Yeah, featherweight. They got Lara there. They got Vargas as the champ. Well, Vargas just lost. Ray Vargas just lost that one. Oh no, Ray Vargas moved up, right?
Yeah, but he moved up to featherweight and lost.
Yeah, so
he didn't move up from featherweight to 130. No, he moved up from 122 to featherweight.
Right, and he lost, but will he go back down?
I mean 120. He can because is the Figueroa fight gonna happen?
It's happening this weekend. Figueroa versus Magsayo.
What's that for?
Pardon me?
What is that for then?
They're both contenders, you know, for the belt that they both lost.
Isaac Dogboat is the number one contender for the WBO belt.
Okay. No, but the WBC, right? Ray Vargas moved up. He didn't vacate, but he had moved up to fight for the vacant WBC title, right?
Right.
He was going.
Conlon, he's actually better than Lee Wood. I still believe that, and he's better than Warrington. I think he's getting better all the time. Nick Conlon.
Is he? But and you say he's the mandatory for Laura.
He's 5. 4 in the WBO.
Oh, okay.
So their fight. Yeah, what was it?
I was going to ask who was number 2 and 3 and 4.
Well, in the
I think
WBO,
Figueroa is 2 and Magsayo is 4. I think. This is for the vacant WBC crown, right?
Who you said is up?
It's Figueroa and Magsayo, and it's for the vacant interim WBC crown. That's what it's saying here. But the interim title. So it's in featherweight.
Are you sure that's at featherweight?
That's what it says in this article. 126. Mark Magsayo.
Right. I'm bugging out. Stephen Fulton is at 122. Right. Stephen Fulton's at 122. He's supposed to be moving up to fight Figueroa. I thought that's what was ordered. They was going to fight while Ray Vargas moved up to 130. Ray Vargas lost that fight at 130.
Right.
But this one is for an interim title. Okay. If he wins this fight, Figueroa, Fulton's going to fight him in a rematch for that title.
Right. Now, but Fulton is talking about fighting the Inoue right now.
So he will fight him. You saying?
They're
Okay.
talking about it. No, there was an article of them talking about it, and he says, "Yeah, he's a puncher, but I can handle him." So, I mean, he may not move up until that fight happens.
He should try to unify. I mean, do the whole unify the whole division.
He's fighting Magus, whatever his name.
Yeah.
Well,
That's what we was just kind of talking about.
So yeah, that's a lot of stuff going on in that division right now. A lot of good fights get happen in that division. And I think
Lewis Murray. Moving on.
Yeah.
Lewis Murray stopped his opponent yesterday.
Oh, that was.
Where does he go from here?
That was a great fight for Neri, but it was a war. Did you see it?
Nah, I didn't get a chance to see it.
Oh, go see it. I put it on the site for everybody. Go watch that fight. What?
How did it end? Was it a decision?
No, he knocked him out, and I think in the 11th round.
Oh, okay. So it went round.
Yeah, but it was a rough, tough fight, man. It was really one of the fights. I think it'll be one of the fights of the year contender.
Okay.
Because
breaking news.
Back down.
Breaking news. I just got an article that's come up. James Bones Crusher Smith is making a comeback in an exhibition against Lennox Lewis.
God.
That's a joke. It's a joke. I'm on to you. Continue.
Oh my God! No, please.
I'm joking.
No, please don't say it's not true.
Yeah, that could be some breaking news. They're gonna be breaking their hip bone, their ankles, their knees.
It's gonna break my heart.
It's gonna do that.
I watched highlights of the James Bone Crusher Mike Tyson fight, and it was hilarious. I saw some of the shit that James Bone Crusher Smith, he was like trying to talk Tyson. Every time he did it, Tyson just whacked him in the face with a right hand.
Well, after that fight, they called him the Bone Hugger.
Yeah, because he kept just grabbing them and all of that. But it was leading to Buster Douglas. That fight was the start because I think Tony Tucker had went the distance with him too, didn't he?
Yeah, but that was interesting that he could get underneath Tucker's jab back then and out jab him. Being a much shorter man.
Yeah.
You know what Kevin Rooney told him in that fight? Because Robin Givens was ringside, right? And she was looking at the both of them, and Tucker looked over and winked at her. And when Tyson came back to the corner, wait a minute, Tyson came back to the corner. Kevin, hold on, wait a second. Listen, I'm telling a story. When he came back to the corner, Kevin Rooney said to him, "If you don't win this fight, she's going to go home with Tony." And then he went out and started, going after him. It was funny. Anyway, what were you going to say, Nathan?
I looked at some old footage of Mike Tyson the other day, and I'll tell you what, if he was around today, and we're talking about a guy that won the world title 36 years ago, would still be devastating today, wouldn't he? The way he is, his style, everything about him.
Well, I'll tell you, when I first saw him and my father, and I watched him, I looked at my father and I said, Dad, the only guy that can beat this guy is himself. And that's what happened.
Yeah, I mean, okay, there's a plan, there's a way to beat mostly every style. You just got to be able to effectively employ that way, right? Buster Douglas, as we've seen, was able to show you how you beat Mike Tyson.
Yep.
And that's how everybody
Daniel Dubois fighting Mike Tyson. Could you imagine that? He would get destroyed. He would literally get killed.
Guys like that would lose to Mike Tyson, but
Anthony Joshua would get destroyed by him as well, wouldn't
he? Yeah, but somebody like Tyson Fury might not get destroyed by Mike Tyson because he would know how to. he would know how to utilize his time.
Usyk would probably beat him as well, wouldn't he?
He could, he might, but I don't know. Like Usyk might have a little bit more harder time. Mike Tyson is a lot more fluid than a lot of the guys that Usyk been fighting.
But you put Mike Tyson, the product of a throwback fighter to 30s and 40s and 50s fighting style, you put him in today's ring, a lot of today's fighters, they wouldn't know what to do with him. They wouldn't know. You can't teach that 1930s, 40s, 50s old school style. It doesn't exist anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there was
like Tyson.
There's guys that fight. They, you gotta see, like Bud Crawford is a throwback fighter.
Oh yeah, he's old school.
Well, let me throw my 2 cents.
What I'm saying is, first of all, we haven't seen a heavyweight like Mike Tyson, Rocky Marcioni, or Lennox. We haven't seen any of these guys come through yet. The only person I can think of coming through now who could probably replicate that would be, who's that young guy, the really good one, who's come through, the silver medalist.
Jared Anderson?
No, the other guy. The guy who lost in the Olympic final. You know who I mean? I can't remember.
Oh, yeah. The Hispanic guy. I know who you mean. Torres.
Yeah.
He's the only guy that, to me, looks like somebody who could be a future world champion. He's the only guy, and him and Jared Anderson are the only 2 guys I've seen. I've not seen anybody, do you know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, well, not exciting guys, if that's what you try.
He's exciting. He's like a David Hay kind of style. He's exciting. He's not the biggest. He's not the smallest. Yeah.
All right. Can I jump in here for a second?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Because I want to take up some things you both said about Tyson. First of all, Michael, when he came to Cuss saw the power that he had at his age. So he had to build him up. I mean, Mike Tyson's what, 5'10", 6 foot the most?
Yeah.
And he had to figure out a style where Mike could get inside and take you out. Because he can knock you out with either hand, and with any punch he threw. He can knock you out with a body shot, left hook. He can knock you out with the left hook to the head. He can knock you out with the left uppercut, right hook, straight right hand, whatever. But he honed his style based upon what was given to him, naturally, genetically. So he crafted that style. Now, what happened was Mike stopped training, and then he got rid of Kevin Rooney. Kevin knew how to carry that style on. So by the time he got to Buster Douglas, he wasn't boxing anymore. He was just walking out there with maybe 2 weeks sparring and knocking guys out because they were afraid of him. So he wasn't really like perfecting himself and keeping himself in the shape he should have been in to fight those guys. Buster Douglas, I always said the guy who would beat Mike Tyson would have to be taller and have a really good jab and be able to move laterally and be able to have enough power to keep him away. And that's what Buster Douglas did. But all Tyson was doing, and he was hung over and he was dropped in sparring by Greg Page. And he had Aaron Snowell in his corner, and who didn't train him. Michael wasn't training. He just come in to spar before the fight, and that was it. And he was high all the time. So you didn't have the same Mike Tyson with Buster Douglas that you got, 3 years earlier. It's hard to judge that Mike Tyson and what he could have become in the ring with Buster Douglas at that point. Because he didn't fight in the same way.
Before we go, there is one more fight I want to talk about. Ajit Kabial is fighting a Croatian heavyweight for the vacant European belt.
Ajit
Kabial.
Who's the guy he's fighting?
Somebody called Smacky, something. He's a Croatian guy. I've looked at the Croatian guy's record, and it's not that bad. This could be I think Kabial will win on points.
Okay, so who did the other guy fight? You say you looked at his record. Did he fight any names?
Give me a second.
That's Samaki. He's Samaki.
Yeah.
He lost to, I don't know these guys. He's been fighting them over there.
Let me have a look.
He hasn't fought anybody on this side of the world.
Let me, and I'll tell you some of the names.
He's the last guy he fought was Fernando Rodrigo in Wuppertal, wherever that is. Then he fought in he fought Lenroy Thomas with the KO.
So we know who
out in
Lenroy Thomas
Dubai.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, he got a KO over him. Everybody else he's knocked out. He's got a good knockout record here.
He lost to a guy called Zan Kasabutsky, who's like a fairly good up-and-coming heavyweight.
Yeah, he was knocked out by him. And I think he's from Kazakhstan. You know, those guys from Kazakhstan are pretty rough. And he's undefeated. He's got a great knockout record, too.
You know,
so he got some power in his punches.
Yeah.
The problem with Ajit Kabayal is he's been European champion before. It's like he's going backwards. He hasn't, since he beat Derek Chisora, which is God.
I favor the other guy in this. I favor the other guy in this, to be honest with you.
Yeah. He's got a real chance of beating him. But Kabayal, you know, we don't know how good he is because he hasn't fought anyone for 6 years.
Yeah, that's the thing. This is definitely, you better watch it, Gabrielle. You might be thinking this is a comeback fight against somebody with a, you know, like, has a decent record or whatever, but
no, I think he'll win. I just think he'll win. I think he's a good fighter. He's a top 30, say he's a top 20, top 30 fighter. Gabrielle, you know.
Yeah, I think you can think on that.
Top 15, not guys like this.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what happens.
Right, guys, we're gonna finish up now.
All right, man. All right.
You guys,
next week's podcast might be on a Wednesday. So I've got Thursday and Friday off next week. So if it's Thursday morning,
Wednesday I have a dinner engagement at 6. So I won't be able to do it this Wednesday.
I'll try and find a way around it. I'll try and get it done. We could probably do it earlier on the Friday. Would that be right if we did it at 9 o'clock or something? If we did it a bit early.
Let me know. We'll see. When you decide, let us know, and we'll see if we can work it out.
Okay. See you next week, guys. Okay.
All right, take care, guys. Nice talking to you.
All right, later, yo.